I'm Vanessa Welch, VP of Financial Insights at Empower, and I've got our Chief Investment Strategist, Marta Norton, with me. As we kick off 2025, we're really excited to share our top 3 tips that will help you boost your financial journey this year. Marta, talk to us about your first task. What's on your list, top of mind as we start the new year?
Okay, when I kick off January 2025, or really any year, I want to revisit the contribution limits that are attached to health savings accounts or retirement accounts. These are really powerful vehicles with really great tax advantages associated to them. I'm thinking about HSAs or health savings accounts, Roth IRAs, 401ks, and they can really help you enhance your savings and your tax advantages, but especially if you're giving that maximum amount.
Yeah, great point, Martin. I think a hot tip for people who may have gotten an end-of-year bonus. This is bonus season. We see a lot of smiles around the office this time of year, but this really could be a good time to make a one-time contribution to those accounts you mentioned, things like your HSA, your FSA, or your Roth IRAs, all the A's, as one lump sum as we start this new year.
That's right. So the argument for making a contribution as one lump sum at the start of the year is that markets tend to rise over time. So if you're making that one big contribution, then all the gains over the course of the year are accruing to that contribution. I think it's a reasonable way to go. I think there's another reasonable way to go, though, and that's as dollar cost averaging, or essentially dripping in the contributions over the course of the year. The argument is that there is short-term volatility, and should prices sell off, you're able potentially to add that contribution at lower prices.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're managing your risk by spreading out your investments over a longer period of time.
That's right. And so this brings us to our second point. After we've made our contribution and we've set up our plan, taking a look at the portfolio itself and looking at how the stock bond split has drifted over time, what the underlying allocations are, and making sure that's aligned with your financial goals. I know a lot of people really do like to take a hands-off approach, a set it and forget it approach to their investing. I really think investing for the long term makes a ton of sense, compounds wealth. But if you're not ever looking at your portfolio, you could have too hands-off an approach.
Yeah, and January is the perfect time to really do that gut check on your financial goals and your portfolio standing. And as you know, Marta, that rebalancing, it can be a lot easier than it seems, and it's part of good investment hygiene. Rebalancing the asset allocation can help you transition from growing those assets to really preserving your nest egg.
Oh, absolutely. And to your point, it is a fairly straightforward process. I would argue it's especially valuable at a point like today when we're taking a look at stocks and they've seen back-to-back 20 percentage point gains and very quiet returns in fixed income. The upshot of that return dispersion could mean that equities now comprise a much bigger part of a portfolio than an investor intends based on his or her risk tolerance or his or her financial goals. So revisiting that and making sure there's alignment there is a really important step today.
Yeah, great reminder, Marta. And for your third and final tip, let's talk taxes, because it's going to be tax season before we know it.
That's right. So for my fellow type A's out there, I'd argue that it's not a bad time to start collecting those 2024 statements as they're trickling in. April 15th will be here sooner than Boston weather suggests, and a little bit of effort now can really save a last-minute scramble in the end.
Yeah, getting a head start can help take some of the stress off, for
That's
sure.
right.
Marta, thank you so much. And just to recap, make sure that you are saving according to those 2025 levels. Check in on your portfolios. Make sure their makeup suits your goals, and brace for tax season. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.